Alright there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm going to be officially updating you on some more latest current news. Right there guys. Going to be updating you on some more latest news, just currently tired and I have just currently woke up. So yes, reports were suggesting out yesterday is now about Philippe Coutinho. Apparently Barcelona are still fighting their will to try and sign Philippe Coutinho from Liverpool. Now, reports had allegedly, they did break out that Coutinho was going to have air talks and have furthermore discussions with Jurgen Klopp. Basically, I think then Coutinho insisted he accepted that he was not basically allowed to get sanctioned off by Liverpool. Currently have furthermore talks with Jurgen Klopp to currently dispel the myth of him making a move to Barcelona. And I think he has literally said sorry to Jurgen Klopp, and I think it did literally say that Barcelona had given up on their pursuit of Philippe Coutinho had had 3 bids rejected. Now, apparently now Barcelona are still fighting to get Philippe Coutinho. Apparently now they're coming in now with a 4th significant bid of £138 million. So they have definitely improved their bid from their current last of. This is £138 million. Apparently, according to the reports that they are suggesting out, this is apparently 101 million up front, and this is going to be 37 million in bonuses, which is add-ons probably for the players' appearances and how he performs and stuff, if he wants to make the move to Barcelona. So now they've come in with £138 million of Barcelona. And we know the Barcelona director was still convinced they can still get the deal done for Coutinho. We know the current players' representatives has been frustrated with this, and Barcelona are eyeing a move for him as a long-term replacement for Iniesta, maybe looking to reunite with Luis Suarez. And don't forget, Coutinho is on a 5-year contract with a club, which he currently signed in January. And we know Coutinho's agent has been in discussion with Barcelona. Barcelona had come to England to try and get the deal finalised. So there has been discussions going on, but we know last week, I think it was, that Coutinho did, or it might have been more, did put in a transfer request, because, the Liverpool stood firm. He's been unhappy as Coutinho, the way discussions have been going on. The owners have stood firm, basically saying, we are not willing to accept any bid whatsoever from Barcelona, and they have stood firm, and they have been absolutely ruthless in this situation. I think Coutinho is currently still injured. Is Philippe Coutinho? I think he's got a back injury, but he has been at Liverpool 4 years, 14 goals, 7 assists last season. I think he was determined to make the move to Barcelona, but we know he's had discussion with Jurgen Klopp that he did want to leave the club. But I think now there's been current change of scenery, and I think he wants to have further discussions with Klopp to currently dispel the myth and the speculation going on around him, to currently disregard making his move to Barcelona. I think he's accepted. He can't get sanctioned off. Barcelona had currently ended their interest, but now they have come in with, they are going to be prepared to put £138 million in for Philippe Coutinho, and this is going to include upfront, and this is going to include add-ons in the deal as well. Because we know there's not long left of the transfer window left, and we know Barcelona are desperate for them replacements for Neymar. So it's just broke out from reports £138 million, and this would tempt Liverpool maybe to sanction the current player off. But as I said, Jurgen Klopp will not be prepared to sanction him off. The Liverpool board have stood firm; they will not be prepared to sanction him off. And the ex-Inter Milan player, very, very good. He's been good at Liverpool for 4 years, and I still said Liverpool still need someone at the back of Lovren. They still need a number 9 in their team. Liverpool still may need a midfielder, but they may want to keep Coutinho for another reason, because it is coming to the end of the window. They would receive a lot of money, but it's coming to the end of the window, and there's not much time for them now to add depth and quality in their squad. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, latest news about Ousmane Dembele, as I did say yesterday, what the director, they denied before the Borussia Dortmund that Barcelona were close to finalising the deal, but the director come out and basically said he'll only be sanctioned off if Barcelona are willing to meet what Borussia Dortmund are demanding. If they're willing to meet what Borussia Dortmund are demanding, but the director has made it clear there will be no negotiations. I won't sanction the player off unless Barcelona meet their current price tag, what they've set out. Look at that. Just like to smoke this when I'm on. It's cherry this, it's really nice. Sorry guys. But yes, as I was saying, yes, the director only sanction him off if Barcelona meet what they are demanding. Apparently, they had an 119 million bid rejected. They had another bid rejected for the player before there was on negotiations going on, but Borussia Dortmund weren't satisfied with the bid that had been put out, and the director had met up with the player and his current agent to have discussions over this. But apparently, a journalist has just reported that apparently they have come to an agreement of £138 million, which I think Borussia Dortmund were initially demanding. They wanted or just a bit more than that. So yeah, that looks like that may have come to an agreement. I think they are going to get the deal done. We know he's still spending from training. We know he's got a 4-year contract, should I say, with the club. £13 million he got purchased from Menny's. But it initially broke out the other week that they'd agreed a deal in principle of £90 million, and apparently Borussia Dortmund were recommending add-ons as part of the deal, probably for the players' performances, how many goals he scores and stuff like that. But apparently a journalist has come out and said £138 million deal has been agreed. Barcelona initially were not willing to pay what Borussia Dortmund were demanding. I think they were demanding in the region of £140 to £150 million, but they said they've come to an agreement of £138 million. He is a high prospect. He's currently not training. He's currently in France, I think. He's very, very good for France. You know, one of the highest prospects in world football. He is still only young, so be interesting to see how he would do at Barcelona. So it looks like the 20-year-old is going to make the move to Barcelona. Sorry guys, I'm just getting tired. I've just woke up. Bloody thunder and lightning raining out there. So yeah, with the Countinho situation, it still looks unlikely now, as Countinho did insist he wants air talks and discussions with Jurgen Klopp. But with the Dembele situation, a journalist has come out and said they have come to an agreement of £138 million. So we're going to update you on some more stuff that I've recently heard, if I can think what I heard. And yes, apparently now Chelsea are close to getting a deal agreed with Leicester for £30 million. We know Chelsea are eyeing him out as their number one target as a replacement for Nemanja Matic. Chelsea have already had a £15 million bid rejected for Danny Drinkwater. Apparently they're prepared to put £30 million in, but we know Leicester have been demanding £40 million. Basically, they've been demanding £40 million for Danny Drinkwater. I think Danny Drinkwater did sign a 4 or 5 year deal with Leicester before. I think he is keen on the move. Leicester too classify him as an iconic figure and an important essential player, but they've been demanding £40 million. Looking to reunite with Kante, won the PFA last season. He was fantastic in the middle of the park alongside Matic last season, but I think Conte is keen on putting Danny Drinkwater to reunite with Kante after they were fantastic partnership at Leicester City. I thought there was a fantastic partnership with Danny Drinkwater and Kante at Leicester City's performances. Got his name into the England team. The current ex-Man United, the current ex-Huddersfield, current ex-Cardiff player as well. He's a very, very good player, but do you think he is currently worth £40 million? But Kante, Chelsea did purchase him £30 million, and he's had two fantastic seasons, one with Leicester and one with Chelsea as well. But Danny Drinkwater, a very, very good player. But Leicester are demanding £40 million. And also, apparently, Chelsea are planning to go for Jamie Vardy, a player that's been fantastic for Leicester City. Fantastic in their season when they won the Premier League. Arsenal went for him before, but that didn't materialise. Apparently, Chelsea are eyeing up to maybe go for him because it looks like Diego Costa may be getting sanctioned off to Atletico Madrid. Jamie Vardy, who risen up the ranks with Sheffield Wednesday when he was young, he's been in the conference, he's been at Halifax, he's been at Fleetwood Town before, but his performances for Leicester are absolutely sublime. He's won Player of the Season, Player of the Month. He's done very, very well as Jamie Vardy, very prolific goal scorer, good shooter, good at leading the lines fantastically well. His genuine pace is fantastic, and Chelsea, as said, have still got that spending spree of 260 million. They're looking to spend at least another 120, 130 million pound on players. But Jamie Vardy has been a target for Arsenal last summer, but it didn't materialise. But maybe Leicester may not want to sanction Jamie Vardy off, as he is a fantastic player. And we know Chelsea've got Bakayoko, I think, has just come from injury. I think, is Fabregas still suspended? Is Gary Cahill still suspended? Because there was before. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really looked into that. But yes, have we got what else to update you guys on today? Yes, I'm going to update you just quickly on the Mbappe situation. Apparently now it has come to an agreement that PSG have agreed a staggering £183 million for the player. I think there were discussing a potential loan move for the player. Then they could fully capture the player next summer. But apparently now they have come to an agreement of £183 million. I think this is going to be £16 million a year. He's going to be agreeing a £265,000 a week salary. I think that's double than Real Madrid, and City basically went for the player. They weren't satisfied by his financial, demanding his financial thing. Real Madrid had been in for the player before, but looks like Paris Saint-Germain are going to get that current player in. It did look as though we were going to go to Madrid at first. It looked obviously the plan was to sanction Bale off and get Mbappe in the mix, but now Bale's not going to go. Mbappe is not going to get the first team football that I currently want. I don't think the Monaco supporters are satisfied of him making a move to their current French rivals, but Paris Saint-Germain have invested a lot of money in this transfer window. They've got the Neymar deal done. They've got Cavani now in there. They've obviously offloaded Matuidi to Juventus. They're looking to offload a few players, to raise some funds for the amount of money they're spending now in this transfer window. So they're looking to add Mbappe into the mix with Cavani and Neymar and stuff like this. They've also inquired about Sanchez before. But now Monaco basically have lost literally all their best players. They've raised a lot of money for this. But saying if you see the transfer window is now coming to a halt, then it's going to be hard for them to find them individual replacements. They've lost Mbappe, they've lost Bakayoko, they've lost Mendy, they've lost Bernardo Silva. So there's so many teams that have been interested in these Monaco players who were fantastic last season for Monaco. Mbappe, a bit insanely to judge him one play after one season. As I said, he's still going to be one of the world's most expensive youngsters. He's still going to be in that list with Neymar and all that. So he's only 18 years of age. It's absolutely insanity. Hit the Champions League last season. Was fantastic. 29 goals in all competitions last season for Monaco. But it looks like he's set for the current move. It's 265,000 a week. It's 15-16 million a year. And I think it's come to an agreement of £183 million for the current player. So. And they've bought Dani Alves as well of PSG, so I can't even calculate how much they've currently spent so far in this current transfer. They've also been in discussions with Fabinho as well. That could be another Monaco player that could be departing the club. So PSG are investing a lot of money in this transfer window. I've got some latest news to update you with Alexis Sanchez. As I did report out yesterday, he did say City had been in discussions with Alexis Sanchez. Hasn't been initial big put out as yet, but apparently if they were recommended to put £70 million in for the player, and we know Arsenal have stood firm, we know Arsene Wenger stood firm in this situation, he's been ruthless with the whole of the majority of the summer. You know, Arsene Wenger standing firm with the speculation going on with Alexis Sanchez. But if the City were prepared to put £70 million in, that maybe would soften Arsenal's stance, and that would tempt them maybe to sanction the current player off, who's coming to an end of his contract. Wenger's still convinced he will see his deal out, and then he potentially would become a free transfer next summer. But for me, I would cash in now. If Arsene Wenger could cash in now, get £70 million for the player. If City are preparing to offer £70 million for the player, then it may come to an agreement. So we know the player had been offered £300,000 a week by Arsenal, but I think City were determined to offer him £400,000 a week. That initially he had been demanding anyway. I think he's still slightly injured, or he has recovered now from injury. As Alexis Sanchez, we know, has approached Paris quite a few times as well. But he did just quote out before, he wants Champions League football. This is the first time in 2 decades Arsenal have not had it. And he did say, Sanchez, he made a decision and he's going to leave the decision to Arsenal. And then he currently reacted to the event since then. He had no faith for what he said, he had no faith in the media, and he has stood firm all the way. But I think if City, I think they had a £44 million bid rejected. If they are prepared to offer £70 million for the player that's coming to the end of his contract, that may test Arsenal out, because I know it's still one of the most essential players. You know, he's creative, he's good in the air, versatile, quick, one of the most essential players. Plays in that number 7 role as Alexis Sanchez, but he could still possibly leave before the current window, and so there is Venner's chance to cash in on the current player. With the Oxlade-Chamberlain situation, as I said, he's been demanding £125,000 a week, but apparently he is refusing to sign a new deal with Arsenal because he's coming to an end of his contract as well. He's had interest from Chelsea. He's had interest from Liverpool as well as Chamberlain, but it did come to an agreement that Chelsea and Arsenal had been in discussions, because Chelsea had been interested in signing the player for £35 million. He's very versatile, very quick, very good in the air. Current ex-Southampton player as well. But I think he may possibly want to make the move if he's refusing to agree £125,000 a week and agree a new deal with the club. So Arsenal, there could be still a few Arsenal players leaving the club. It could still be possible. Anything else to update you guys with today? But as I said with Chelsea, you know, they've been interested in, you know, Alexis Sanchez. Juventus are reluctant and resisted to sell him because obviously they've lost Dani Alves and Bonucci. They've lost 2 very, very important players of Juventus. Van Dijk, aren't quite sure what's going on with him, but Chelsea have made inquiries about that player as well. So really Chelsea looking to get another 2 or 3 players at least on the board. Anyway guys, tell me what you think to this situation. Put your comments, likes below what you think to the Countinho situation. I still think he wants some more talks with Countinho. He wants further more discussions with Countinho. Wants further more discussions with Jurgen Klopp to dispel the myth basically of him joining Barcelona. And I think he's accepted he won't be sanctioned off, and I think Liverpool will be okay in that matter. Anyway guys, that's everything to do today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, subscribe as I keep saying. Take it easy. See you later. Bye.